You know, Trump has a real God complex. It's giving Thanos energy real bad. Trump has gone so far as to say that he was saved by God to make America great again.
Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
Yet in that same rally, a bullet that was meant for Trump actually hit and unalived one former fire chief, Corey Comptor. The problem here is that Christian people are taught to think that favorable outcomes are divinely orchestrated, when the truth is we can be grateful to the divine. But favorable outcomes doesn't imply the will of God or divine intervention, because then that would also mean that unfavorable outcomes, the evil outcomes, are also in the will of God and in alignment with God's will. It's the Chaplain of the Culture, Yale MDiv and Black Church Studies scholar. Here we mix faith, culture, experience, and we make that whole dance. Thomas Aquinas, the white man heavily influenced by Aristotle, another white man. I have to throw that in there for the black and brown Christians who really need to come to terms with the foundations of Christianity in the U.S. But Aquinas, he would say that God wills causes, not effects. So if fire is the cause, that is a necessary cause that God wills. But the burning, what is burnt, who is affected by the burning, is this sounding like the LA fires? That would not necessarily be in the will of God. And if God is the cause of things, but not the effects, in the case of the Trump rally, what would have caused the shooter? Is it possible that God allowing us to govern ourselves and the U.S. congressional body keeps simping for the NRA? So yes, we will continue to have active shooters. But the gag is, now that Trump is alive and well, his life is spared. Now I'm wondering if he's trying to get it back in blood. Because the executive orders that this man is signing, it's like, well, damn, we ain't all trying to shoot you. It's giving unaliving half of y'all with a snap of my finger.
With all 6 stones, I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist, and I call that mercy.
Trump is withdrawing America out of the World Health Organization because who cares about World Health, pun intended. Not like we had a global pandemic. And let's not forget that COVID was so bad in this country because 2 years prior, Trump disbanded the NSC pandemic unit that Obama had put in place after the Ebola scare. He is imposing tariffs on Mexico and Canada, and I don't know if you pay attention, but much of our produce comes from Mexico. So expect groceries to be even higher than they were before. Trump signed an action declaring a national energy emergency. And I have to research this a bit more, but it seems like this is in collaboration with his pulling out of Paris climate agreement. And he is going to let these big corporate giants just drill, baby, drill, and kill, baby, kill the earth, baby, what earth? We're not going to have one.
That is why today I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
Also, another biggie. Here it comes. You ready? Trump revokes Biden's order targeted at reducing prescription drug costs. Let's take a look-see at this. The Inflation Reduction Act, Biden's major healthcare and climate package, granted Medicare an ability to negotiate lower prices for 10 frequently prescribed drugs with pharmaceutical companies, beginning in 2026. Last week, the Biden administration added another 15 drugs that treat cancer, diabetes, and asthma, including Ozempic, to the list of medications up for negotiation in 2027. That was a quote from US Today by the Shade Room. So, higher cost for medicine. That's always great. Donald Thanos Trump has, with one stroke of a pen, with one snap of the finger, put us all in risk.
Should have gone for the head.
No insights from the World Health Organization So, if anything is coming down the pike, let's just hope they give us a call. But, we're exposed there. Then it's the energy emergency that doesn't seem like it's clean energy in mind. So air pollutants, people with asthma or lung conditions, we're exposed there. Let's not forget the climate is changing. It done snowed twice already in Atlanta. That's not normal. And prices for all of our grandma's diabetes meds are going to be at the mercy of Big Pharma. And, we know how gracious Big Pharma is. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But if I was, I'd say that Trump thinks that the world is, overpopulated and wants to help the natural processes of life. You know what I mean? Like, send us to an early oasis, the shady pines in the sky, if you will. Because between being riddled with disease, with more pollutants in the air, and less access to medication, and less access to produce, like God's medicine, what does that sound like to y'all? Does that sound like life and life more abundantly? It sounds like make America small again. It sounds like COVID didn't do the job, so let's cook something else up. And also, I'd be remiss not to mention that out of the 4 MAGA rioters who lost their lives January 6th, 2 passed of physical ailments. 1 passed of a stroke and another passed of a heart attack. This is a loose calculation, but by this subset, at least half of MAGA don't have the blood pressure conditions to live in this new regime. And to think that Trump is under the impression that God saved him. I'm not here to tell y'all what God did, but I'll leave you all with the words that I spoke on Instagram about this when it first happened. Baby, everything ain't mystical. Just like y'all Christians are ready and willing to say that God didn't kill Corey Comptoir. It was an accident. And sometimes accidents happen. Trump's attempted assassination wasn't by a professional. It's not likely an untrained shooter can hit the intended target from far range. What MAGA should have taken away is that we need stricter gun laws. Please peep that Trump mentions the shooting and didn't even hold a moment of silence for Corey, who would have been a MAGA voter. Didn't even hold a moment of silence for the MAGA insurrectionists that lost their lives January 6th. Maybe because he doesn't care.
Start. Swear.
But tell me what y'all think. It's the Chaplain of the Culture, here to expand ideas and grind your gears. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.